and welcome to the Pagan Path with Smark. This is my new channel where we'll do weekly segments taking 5 to 10 minutes to explore the wisdom of Norse paganism. From myths and legends to sacred concepts and practices, we will look into and reflect on how they still speak to us today in modern Norse paganism. The first series we'll do is called The Norse Soul, and this is going to be a 6-part series explaining how the ancestors understood that the soul is made up of many parts. Each week we'll look at one of these aspects, what it meant in the old tales, and how we can honor it in our own practices today. This video will begin with Ond, the breath of life. Now we'll go back to the start. In the old tales, when the brother gods, Odin, Vili, and Ve, gave life to the first humans, Ask and Embla, they were just lifeless forms of driftwood lying upon the shore. Ask, a piece of ash wood, and Embla, a piece of elm wood. Then the gods gave their gifts, Odin giving Ond, the breath and spirit, whilst Vili gave Hugr, the mind and thought, and Ve gave La and Hama, form and appearance. With these gifts, the first humans awoke, and so began the story of humankind and of us. Now, throughout history, and even more so in today's translations, Ond is often translated to mean breath, but it means much more than that to the Norse pagan. It's the sacred spark and the living spirit. Without it, the body is just a shell, but with it we move, we speak, we laugh, and we love, and we fight. Now, this concept, however, is not unique to Norse paganism. Many traditions throughout time have had a sense of divine breath. Pneuma in Greek, Ruach in Hebrew, Prana in Vedic, and Chi in Chinese philosophy. But for our ancestors in the north, Ond was that invisible gift that separated the living from the dead, whilst also linking us directly to the divine. We can look at it like this. Every inhale is a reminder that the life is given, sustained, and sacred, a gift from the gods, while every exhale is our way of sending an offering back and returning our breath to the world, showing gratitude for those gifts. Now, when we take a moment to pause, to breathe with intention, we're actually stepping into the truth that life in itself is sacred, because we're taking out the thing that makes us living and putting in our intention into it. So let's think about the role that our breath actually takes in ritual. Whether we're chanting, singing, or goldering the runes, all of this requires breath. Our ancestors, whilst they may not have spoken about meditation, they understood that even our silence and stillness is shaped by our breathing. And this mindfulness and controlled breathing still plays a big part. So when we can achieve this by starting with the simplest thing that we do every day without ever thinking about it, and that's breathing. The difference is that when we turn it into an act of devotion, it changes. So let's look at how we can put that into practice today, yeah? First, with ritual breath work. Before entering any ritual, I tend to take 3 deep breaths. For me, I'm inhaling as if drawing the life from the roots of Yggdrasil, filling my body with divine spirit. I hold that breath for a beat of 3, then I exhale as an offering gift back to the world. Doing this, each cycle of breath then becomes its own tiny blot. It's my way of preparing and centering myself, but while still giving thanks for the gift that Odin gave us. Second, we can look at sacred speech and song. Now, when we sing, when we speak, we're actually shaping Ond into sound. So chanting or goldering or speaking the runes aloud gives form to the breath of life. Even everyday words can become sacred if the words are spoken with intention. For instance, the words I speak here and now are my Ond shaped and manifested with my intention to educate, inspire, and provoke conversation with all of you here today. Now, the third and final way we can do this is with everyday practice, but too often everyone thinks it needs some big elaborate ritual when honoring any aspect of Norse paganism. With Ond, it's not the case. It can be as simple as an act of pausing and taking a moment to breathe during stressful or difficult moments. Every exhale, remember, is a gift from the gods, and every inhale, and every exhale is your gratitude returned. So a very helpful habit that I developed was that when I feel overwhelmed, stressed, or just anxious, I pause and I breathe slowly, reminding myself that if I'm still breathing, I'm still alive. And if I'm still alive, I'm still receiving the gift from the gods. Now that's my ond made present in my thoughts and mind. So I'm going to ask you all, brothers, sisters, whether you've been on the path for many years or just starting down the path of Norse paganism, how do you honor your ond? Do you see your breath as sacred? Do you use it in ritual, through chanting, through meditation, or even through simple pauses of gratitude? I'm going to invite you all to share your reflections below. Let's learn from one another as we walk this path. And thank you for joining me on Pagan Path with Smark. Next week we'll be looking into Huga, the mind and thought, and the will that shapes our world. So please like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, hail the gods, hail the ancestors, and hail the path. Thank you.